I'm going to be demonstrating some of the features of the pre-release version of the MiloSlick software for the MallinCam cameras. I'm using an exterminator, and I'm going to demonstrate how he's combining the best of the last two releases into this new release. The prior release had some really powerful controls, building up the camera, video, image, and then your final histogram. But the histogram was not the histogram that we were used to. He's reinstated our typical histogram view with sliders that you bracket the. If you're typically with a histogram, you're trying. This is not active at the moment, but you move your sliders to bracket the informational content in the histogram. So let me get back to the false. So we've got the standard histogram. Now he also has curves, which I'm not going to get into on this, but just the basic levels is what we'll be using in the final stage. But you don't jump and use the histogram right off the bat. You go in a sequence: camera, video, image, and then finally the histogram. Starting with the camera, I'm going to be using a 3-second exposure. I'm trying to keep where I can see the core fairly well. I'm using amplifier gain off with the exterminator. No gain is needed. That keeps the background glow under control. Camera gamma, I'm using 0.45. Advanced pixel control, I'm using 0 for horizontal, 2 for vertical, which gives me the rounder stars. And I also like cooling set to -20. So you start and set your camera settings. I'll go ahead and start my integration. Then the next step is you go to the video tab. The video tab now, you want to set it, because this is your first level after the camera, is your video capture, and you're adjusting the video capture. You want to start by reducing the brightness to get your background as black as possible. And I do this two ways. One, I just watch the background, but you can also watch this live histogram, because it's live on whichever tab you're using. You have the live histogram. You notice I'll just use this slide. If I run it way up, you see the histogram content move up. If I run it way down, of course you get it. It really reduces. But what you want is you want your brightness set so the edge of your histogram is right at the left edge. So I'll do that. Okay, and that gives me a black background. Then I tend to go ahead and bump up the contrast, give me a little more detail. In this case, I'm going to run it up to probably about 70, 69, 70, let's say 70. Alright, so now I've set my video capture. That's the next level in the video train, so to speak. Camera, video. Now on the image, I've already taken a dark frame, and so I'm going to load that dark frame. And let's see, I've got to find my dark frame. I put it in here, and it's a PNG, and it is no, not there. Okay, back up. There we go. Dark frame, 3 seconds. I loaded it. I'm using a 3-second exposure, so on my dark frame of 3 seconds that I used, I'm going to enable that. Okay. So now I've got. That's all I'm going to do for image processing right now is dark frame subtraction. If you do frame stacking, you would use this. You can either do rolling average, arithmetic sum, or high dynamic range average. And I'm going to talk about the high dynamic range a little bit later. But for now, that's all I'm going to be doing in the image processing. So camera, video, image, and then your final stage is your histogram. And now I will use the sliders like we're used to using. Oops, okay, back up. It helps to enable it. This is your reset. That enables it. You can adjust your sliders, and you can bring out more of the detail and get your background adjusted and get you a nice kind of combination there, and do a capture. And so basically, as a recap, you always need to go in the sequence: camera, video, image, and then your histogram. If I go to a new target, I disable the histogram, reset its values, If I change the amount of exposure, let's say I move to another target and I go up to, say, a 6-second exposure, in which case it may change things. I will then adjust the video capture first, for instance here, before I move into any more of the image processing or even the histogram. So let's say this was a different target and I wanted to use it that way. So again, you always go left to right and then histogram. I really like how he's combined the best of both worlds of these last two releases.